and welcome to Reggae Rhythms. I'm Sean, and you are tuned in once again to one of the better shows of PBAFM, I think, in my own opinion. But who listens to me? I'll tell you who listens to me. In the studio tonight, we have special guest Kevin. Hello, Kevin. How are you?
Good evening, Sean. How are you?
Good. And we also have Michael. Actually, again, he followed me in from the streets.
A recurring guest from last week.
Yes.
Here to give another whirl.
Another whirl it is. Well, before we get whirling, I'll actually update you on the songs we just heard. Just before we heard the Federals with Shocking Love. Roland Alfonso and the Scarlet with Take a Lady, Take Two. The Tiger and the song The Wee Wee Banker Wedding. Lion and the Attila the Hun with Guests of Rudy Valley. At the very top, we had Lord Beginner with Anaconda. Well, the reason we have a special guest tonight is because we have some special music to hear. Kevin, tell us a little about yourself. I hear that you collect records. Is that true?
Yes, I do, Sean. Have for many, many years now, mate. And it goes back for many, many years. And enjoy the thrill of going out finding them and then taking home, cleaning them up and playing them.
Righto. So, can you actually recall the first record you ever bought with your own money?
Yes, I can. Yellow Submarine was my first LP I bought back in the early 70s. And along with that, the White Album, a couple of Elvis Presley LPs, Mellow Yellow by Donovan, and a little Kingsley White record player to play them on, mate, like a little handbag.
And now you actually have like sort of a cave almost of this music that you've collected over the years.
Yeah, got quite a few records, yes.
So like exactly what type of inspiration did you get to start collecting records as like is it more than just a hobby, or is it sort of an investment? I mean, how do you look upon it?
Well, I guess it's a bit of both, but it's more of a hobby than an investment.
Okay.
The kids reckon they'll be good frisbees when I'm gone, but I know the price of records and vinyl is going up and up and up every day for collectors, especially on Australian artists and some overseas artists. But going back to your first question, my interest probably was the Beatles era.
Beatles era, yeah. Okay. So from like 64 onwards, would you say?
I'd say probably around about 62, 63.
Right.
And in them days you had Beatles, Elvis. You could turn on the radio on a Saturday night and they'd just be playing their music all night,
Right.
And everyone was sort of in the days walking down the street singing She Loves You, and got that way that you'd save up your pocket money, go down, pay 75 cents for a little 45 and $1.30 for an LP, and I guess that started it.
I suppose compared to these days, I mean, if somebody like was walking down the street, and you were like singing that tune, they'd get a pretty bad idea now, because those songs were like risky for their their time, I suppose, in respect to I'm going too in depth. Let's
no, different planet, different world in them days.
The 60s were I suppose cracked up as
wasn't as many people around in Salisbury in them days, and that's where I come from, in Salisbury, this area. I was sort of born and raised in Salisbury. Well, wasn't born here, but lived most of my life out here. And
right.
In them days, everyone knew everyone. And of course, we used to go just to the Institute next door here. That was our picture theatre on a Saturday night. And
really? Right here on Wiltshire Street?
Right next door, my friend, yep. That was as we know it, the Bug House. Anyone that comes from Salisbury will know what we're talking about when we say the Bug House.
The Bug House. You heard it right here on Reggae Rhythms.
You did. That's an original Salisbury North lad talking. So, and of course, when we come to the pictures and that, we'd all have little transistors on our shoulders and we'd be singing away, and if you didn't sing, you weren't part of the group,
So, can you name some of, the most earliest films that you can recall from, the Bug House, or?
Oh, goodness. Yeah, probably The Creeping Hand.
Creeping Hand?
Creeping Hand, which was a bit of a science fiction movie.
Right.
Oh, but they had pretty well everything there, you know what I mean? They'd gone with the wind and all these sort of things, but
History of Salisbury, I've never heard it.
Yeah, they had to cater for the young, because it was everyone was under about 16, 17, because there was nowhere else to go in them days, until they built the youth centre, of course, and the old Bug House survived many a Saturday night.
Right. So, getting back onto your record collecting, so can you name some of your most treasured finds?
Oh, everyone I found, I reckon.
Everyone you found.
I always said when I met up with one of my mates, Rick, and he took me to a record fair, I always thought if I could score Bridget by the Masters' Apprentices And lo and behold, I walked around and found it eventually, and
Yeah.
I thought that was that, and then I thought, oh, what about Adam and Eve by Buzz Cason? So I went and got that, and then there was another record, and it just grew from there, you know.
Right.
So I don't think there is a favourite at the end of the day. I think one's as good as the other.
Too true. Too true. So was it around the same time that you began to collect music memorabilia also?
No, I think that followed. That sort of come at a later stage, like
So like it evolved, you'd say?
yeah, a little bit later in life. Yeah.
Okay, so can you name some of your your prized finds or prized
definitely
trophies?
me John Lennon photo would be my best photo, I think, in the framed one, yeah, with a clock, and you'd have to see it, but it's
very
very well done. Yep, and it's an original, so
articulate.
there's no two or three of them. There's only the one of them.
Right.
And I believe that came from England. I was going to say America then, from England.
Oh,
Brought it to the pawn shop for, I think, $140. They wanted 200 and something, but because I was a nice guy and they knew me, they dropped it down, but it took a bit of haggling.
Good stuff.
But,
Well, coming up right now, actually, we're going to play a selection of music that you've kindly brought in from your prized collection of record finds. So the first up we have is "Spill the Wine" by Eric Burden. So this track would have been from what, the first album or second?
No. This is one of his towards the end of his singing
career.
Yeah,
Okay, so
not singing career because I believe he's still going today, but it's sort of a break away from the Animals when he was with the Animals, and he went on to a group called War, and it's in between sort of the Animal period and when he went to Eric Burden and War.
Jeez,
and it was un-Eric Burdenish. The whole music scene was un-Eric Burdenish, and that I think it just captured my spirit and a lot of other people that I grew up with at the same time.
Well, we're about to play it, and and we'll be back with much more at Kevin, myself, and a bit of Michael in between.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Here you are.